Hello, fellow Megatennists, and welcome to the Hello, Fellow Megatennists podcast. I'm Larrue, and with me is Neb.
Hello.
Ryder.
Hey.
And Glib.
Hi.
Wow.
So unenthusiastic.
Really matched the energy there. Great job.
We're going to talk about a lot of things because the Ronies hit us hard. I think the first thing is the, Unreal Engine 5 thing?
Yeah, I guess we'll just talk about all the stuff that's been delayed or canceled, which is a lot, but we'll get through it pretty quick.
Yeah. I mean, I saw when they showed off the Unreal Engine 5, I think one of the things they confirmed is that you're able to port your Unreal Engine 4 stuff to it, right?
Yeah. They said it would be a lot easier than expected, too. Oh, that's a plus.
And that churns the rumor mill, and you already know what rumor I'm talking about.
Does it have to do with my favorite game that doesn't exist yet?
That's
It's
right.
canceled.
Yep,
canceled.
That's right, everyone. SMT5 is never coming out.
Ugh.
Very funny and
Confirmed.
original, Ned.
Very
do you guys
good.
know? Do you guys think SMT5 is going to come out?
No.
What do you guys
No.
think?
No,
I
I
can't
mean,
wait
because
for Persona 10.
if you think about it, there's a couple things to consider. They've never added any updates of substance since 2018, and they told us that they're going to say something big this year. So since they said they're going to say something big this year, why don't we have the information? That could only mean it's canceled forever.
That's true. I didn't think of it that way. I just thought a thing happened, and so in my brain I was like, oh, SMT5 is never coming out.
Yeah. They're going to have to scrap it and just make a new game using the Unreal 5 engine or something. Like, in serious, I just kind of am annoyed by that whole anything in regards to SMT5 because people are just so interested in spreading that weird meme of it being canceled or delayed or whatever.
Yeah, it's driving me up the wall a bit, too. But as speaking with the Unreal Engine 5, I don't think they're going to be upscaling to the new engine. I think they'll just stick with 4.
Yeah, I think so too.
Especially with the Switch.
Yeah, and I was thinking about something that happens with Atlas anyway, is that when it comes to Vanillaware, they always kind of future proof. So their version of making an HD version of their games, like Odin Sphere or whatever, all they had to do was just use the native files because they were already huge to begin with. But then when Atlas decided to port or to make Persona 4 work for Persona 5 work for the PS4, they literally had to redraw everything because they suck and didn't future proof. They just decided to draw out the dumb native resolution for PS3. So I don't think that
they probably have a different content, different workflow. Like, there's probably a lot more stuff to draw in Persona 4 than in the Vanillaware type Odin Sphere games. I think there's a lot more stuff they have to do.
But I feel like by default you should be drawing at high resolution. Why would you not do that to begin with?
I don't know, because you're fatless.
Yeah, but I will say that the stuff that I've seen from the Unreal Engine 5 is interesting, and I can't wait to see if it actually does any difference on the Switch.
It won't.
But yeah, like you were saying earlier, everything's canceled, everything's delayed. E3 is delayed / canceled till next year. I don't know if they did the same thing that Anime Expo did with the tickets, because if you bought tickets for Anime Expo this year, you could either refund or you can have them reserve your spot for next year instead.
Oh, I have no idea what they did with the tickets, but I assume they do reservations.
Yeah. And then
even Tokyo Game Show was canceled, but they're doing a digital event instead.
Yeah.
Which I'm interested with because I've seen that people are kind of doing that sort of thing. There's even a Persona Con thing that they're doing in June or July. Like it's fan led, but it's interesting to see that people are trying to adapt and do digital social things. I'm very interested to see how that works, especially Tokyo Game Show. Because I don't know if you guys follow horror movies, but I forgot the name of the event. But there's this horror movie film festival that they do, and they did it digitally this year, and it was a lot better because you didn't have to actually go to the place.
Right.
You didn't have to like wait or like schedule your time to make sure you see specific movies. You're able to just see any movie from there at your leisure. I don't know.
That does seem cool. I mean, what is that? Is that like by Fangoria or some company? Who is that?
I'm not sure. Amazon
That does some
also
work.
hosted a film festival, South by Southwest.
I forget which one. What is the one I'm talking about? It might have been Toronto, After Dark, but I don't remember which film festival it was. But one of the YouTubers I watch, who's like a horror guy, was talking about it, and it just sounded like a really like intuitive way of adapting, not being able to do a traditional film festival.
That'd be cool, like some kind of system you can pay to get into the stream, like a pay-per-view type thing.
Yeah, Nico already does that. That's what they did with the Shin Megami Tensei 25th anniversary Chaos concert. Part of
really?
it was paywalled.
It's nice because a lot of those films don't come until like a year or at all to your area.
Yeah, it actually, the way the guy was talking about some of the films made me want to get a Shudder account because Shudder, some of them are going to exclusively to Shudder, and I'm like, like I hate paying the idea of paying for like another subscription, but at the same time, I could just do the 7-day trial and watch everything, and then
binge the fuck out of it for an entire week.
Is Shudder like the new Criterion streaming service?
Oh, that sounds horrible. Streaming services just need to not be so all. There shouldn't be a million of them. It's pretty predatory.
Well, the problem is if we put all of them in one place, it'll be even more predatory. You want Jeff Bezos to have every movie too?
I don't want Jeff Bezos to have nothing. I'd rather it be like 4 streaming services instead of 20. Is at least my concern. Speaking of streaming services, I think the Summer Game Fest is competing with like. There's been like a whole bunch of people or a whole bunch of things that are like pseudo E3 things, and I feel like Summer Game Fest is one of them.
Yeah, there's 2 that I know of: Summer Game Fest and GPX, a new game.
Yeah. Summer Game Fest, I don't think they have anything like announced or in the works in regards to Sega or Atlas. At least I couldn't find anything. But it's an interesting concept. Or am I wrong? I don't know.
Summer Game Fest has the I guess RIM trailer on the 9th.
Oh,
June
they're
9th.
the ones. Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that a little later. I think, yeah. But I guess, what are your guys' thoughts on the idea of these? Like, is this a good like way to go? I guess for the Ronies is just to have a bunch of different game festival things that you can presumably pay to watch.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking a minute ago about the whole pay-per-view type thing. You can do that. I mean, some of them, I mean, are they big enough? Do they have enough stuff to warrant paying at all? Because, like, don't they allow, like, for instance, at E3, you can, like, watch another company, like a journalist or whatever, stream what's happening at E3 out, right?
Yeah,
you can.
So it's like, I don't know if all these need to charge. Although I also don't know how they make money. I don't know.
Maybe just premium ads.
This seems super lame to me, to be honest. How much do they even charge for it?
I actually don't know. I just assumed that it was going to be charged, so I guess it's bad joke on my part.
I've never cared about the gaming pageantry stuff. Like, I think I watched some E3 when I was like 16 or whatever, like a million years ago. And after that, I was like, I don't care.
So it doesn't even seem like it make much money to me either, because, like, from my knowledge, most people watch E3 and stuff from watching someone else's stream. So how are they making money if someone else is streaming it? Unless they like make the streams banned, I guess. But at that point, who's watching E3 if you can't watch someone stream? I don't want to just watch someone like a random thing.
Sorry, I don't watch streamers at all. I looked into New Game Plus or whatever, and that one is going to be streamed on Twitch, like for its duration, and it's going to have like Q&As or whatever. And they also created the YouTube channel because I guess after their live streaming ends, they're going to archive it all there. But the way it's promoted is that they're going to present dozens of games, which sounds like not very much, especially when you look at the lineup. It's like some things I've never heard of, like Actil, like well, I don't know what that is. Then you have like bigger companies like Axis, Atlas, Sega, SNK, Spike Chunsoft, and then like the really weeby ones like Idea Factory International.
I'm not paying for that.
Yeah, like well, I mean, if it's through Twitch, I guess you just watch, and then people will just donate, I guess.
Yeah, I guess it has to be ads. That's got to be how they're doing this. But whatever, who cares?
Just like the regular Game Awards then, because the Game Awards normally does ads during the show, right? Doesn't that? It's another way Twitch works normally is when it has ads. It's not part of the stream itself. The stream stops and it has ads and keeps going. But if it's a live stream, how that would work? That'd be kind of weird, right?
Yeah, you'd have to feed the ads directly through the output, not put them specifically on the streaming service, because AdBlock can take care of a lot of those.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch. I'm just gonna, because the people that we have confirmed for New Game Expo, the reason why it doesn't matter to me as much is that it's Atlas West, and they're
the same for Summer Game Fest too. Atlas West.
Yeah, it's like cool. Atlas West is gonna be there. What are they gonna do? They're not I guess that segues into the whole concept of these bizarre rumors that people are like peddling. Among them, wait, actually, is this yes.
Oh, I don't think we covered everything in the regular news section.
Fine, okay. Let's just hard turn port side or whatever to talking about the Switch hacking scene. So everyone knows I hate Nintendo, right?
Yeah.
There's the best way to kind of like, show them who's boss is to hack your Switch. And Spider, I guess, knows more about this than I do.
I actually don't know much about it at all other than this article.
What's the question? I mean, I know a little bit.
Well, apparently there's some new technique where people are hacking the newer Switches. So Nintendo has a lawsuit going out for that. And yeah, so before it was just the older models that people could homebrew, but now it seems like the newer ones as well. So that makes it probably kind of not so great for sales in the future.
Which is good for us, the anti-Nintendo alliance.
Yeah, Switch sucks. But if you can hack it, then you should do it. That's my philosophy.
Yeah, I'm now gonna buy one just to hack it. It's still
I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting to see if they make an SMT5 version like they did with it 4.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to Switch at all except for that game. So I mean, me too.
Yeah. Well, there's a couple other games I want too, but I'm not chomping at the bit to play them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's a couple I was kind of interested in. Like, I really like those Marvel Alliance games for the 360. They're fun. I like co-op games. I don't play them solo. That would be weird.
Okay,
I like co-op games a lot. And there was one for the Switch, but it turned out to suck, so I'm glad
I kind of want to get the physical version of Silk Song too.
Oh yeah, I really want the physical version of, because the at least the only thing that I will give the Switch is that the first game of Hollow Knight, if you bought the Switch version, it came with a plush of the main character, and it was actually pretty good because it was made through Fangamer, and they're like the people that make pretty good plushes, I guess. So I bought that one, but I gave it to my brother, but I kept the plush.
Wow.
Yeah, why would he doesn't deserve it.
Evil move.
He like willingly bought a Switch. So the other thing, speaking of consoles, the PS5 is going to launch this year still, apparently, and I guess they're gonna give us an update fairly soon.
Yeah, is that at New Game Expo that's having that one, or Summer Game Fest, or both?
To be honest, there's
so
too
confusing.
many things. Yeah, there's too many things, and they're also similarly named. I don't know where they're announcing it. I just saw a trailer where they're like, "Oh yeah, like the future of console gaming," and it was like a PS5 controller. Maybe it'll zoom out and show that it's on PC.
I honestly don't really care about the hardware because the consoleware stuff is kind of dumb because both of them are going to run the games just fine.
Yeah, that's true. But on the other hand, the PC is the preferred console of this podcast, right? Am I right?
Yeah. Definitely prefer PC. That's for sure.
That's right, for sure.
So I guess like I guess for the sake of neutrality, I'm not like super hyped about this like announcement, whatever it's going to be. I think it's probably just going to be showing the console, maybe showing off whatever some of the launch titles will be, and then maybe the release date.
Yeah, I mean, I don't use Twitter anymore, but I did for a while. And the amount of people when this first started coming up who are like, getting mine day one. It's like, why?
So you can play that one racing game that they have on launch.
Yeah, like they're gonna have Forza and like Madden, and that's it. And it's like do that on the previous consoles, like
an RE Project Fantasy
in 3 years.
Title, hell yeah.
Okay, and then also the other cool news thing we got for you guys is the big like 60-year anniversary of Sega is this year. So they've been doing all kinds of things. I think like the most mild thing they did was the thing where you could like look at the timeline of things that Sega did from the start of the company to now. You can write them a letter and win some like leather bag.
Is it just like a timeline where every single pip is Sonic?
They actually showed the print club thing that they did with Alice because it was so noteworthy that it was actually worth mentioning.
They've been porting a lot of older games as well that nobody's noticed.
Yeah, why would you notice that when you could play Animal Crossing or other bad games?
I noticed that they made Streets of Rage on the 3DS, and it uses the 3D function.
The 3D function 3DS is terrible.
I hate the 3D function.
It
they
does
gave
hurt
me a
my
headache.
head. That's true.
Yeah, but there's supposed to be a big scoop regarding the Sega 60th anniversary thing.
And it's not the Dreamcast 2, apparently.
Yeah, it's going to be hardware related. We just don't know what it is exactly. I think they're announcing it for June 4th, which is one day after the like official anniversary of Sega, which is June 3rd.
Yeah, it's in Famitsu.
Yeah, so it's pretty interesting because the guy, I guess he talked to some people candidly about it, and that's why we know that there's something like hardware related. Spider, you were saying that it was probably going to be a handheld?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's a handheld, but I can't say for sure. Some people were thinking it might be a streaming service, but it's not a new game, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It's something else.
Watch them announce another mini console thing.
No, they already have the PC Mini, the set. What is it, Saturn? No, they don't have that yet, do they?
The Genesis Mini, I think.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a mini. To be honest, I don't think they'd make a big buzz over a mini, especially since they didn't for the others.
I kind of hope they do it because that'll be very funny. Yeah,
it would be pretty emblematic. Sega's like, this is everything we've been working for this whole time. We're just kind of re-release the same games that we've been doing for 20 years.
Why not?
Do you remember Sonic? What about Sonic CD?
I cannot imagine caring about this, to be honest. All of the games sucks. I can't name a single good old one, to be honest. Oh, Gunstar Heroes is good. That's it. Sonic is trash.
What about Sonic 2?
The only good Sonic game is Sonic Man,
Sonic 2, Sonic 3.
Sonic where he makes out with a human woman.
You cannot name one good Sega console. They're all garbage. If no one comes out,
Sonic where he becomes a werewolf.
Well, there goes our Sega, like
just skip it, bro. Next.
Yeah.
Next. Skip it. Next.
No, but the other thing that's like Sonic related, because you just kept saying Sonic over and over. It reminded me.
Glib? Hold on.
It reminded me that they announced
Glib Robotnik?
Glib?
Hello?
No. Glib is. I don't know if you guys ever watched the Sonic Underground show, but there's like this annoying like fat walrus guy who's like he's like the dumb mechanic, but he sucks and he's like missing an arm or something.
Is this the Jaleel White
Hello?
one?
They're both Jaleel White. He does Sonic Underground Sonic Sat AM and the regular Sonic the Hedgehog
I really
show.
hate that you know all this.
Speaking of the 60th anniversary for Sega and Sonic, they announced a sequel to the movie.
That's what I was
The
trying to
movie.
get to, but stupid Glib.
What movie? Hello?
Yeah, the movie looks. Yeah, they're announcing
Finally.
that, or they announced that it's going to happen. And I saw this annoying article where people were like, "Well, like, do fans have too much power?" And it was basically just saying that like the way that fans could just make a major company change the design of a character for a movie just because they didn't like it is like aggressive and a little like toxic. And I'm like, bruh, the old Sonic was scary.
Yeah, that was.
Like, you know that like seeing the movie isn't like an obligation, like it's a product and it's being marketed, and consumers said, "Wow, this product sucks," and then guess what? The people making the product changed it.
That was
Nothing about it's toxic. You did something that was ugly and dumb, and then you changed it.
The design was childhood nightmare material for sure.
Yeah, it was the teeth. The teeth was the worst part.
Yeah.
What was the most interesting part about the movie, though? I mean, like without that ugly design, the movie's just probably boring now. Like I didn't watch it.
It's a pretty standard movie. I thought. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
go
I
ahead.
heard it was all right.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I just figured it'd be
I mean,
trash because I know all those other movies are.
I did
Okay.
too. Yeah, it's a video game movie. Like, are you kidding?
I actually watched it. It was good. Like by good I mean it wasn't horrible.
Right. Well, yeah, you went in with Sonic level expectations, and it exceeded that by being normal and not horrible.
No, I kind of went in with like something worse, like Etrian Odyssey, like tier of thought. I was like, okay, well, if it's just like that game where it's just mediocre and basic, and you just have to try your hardest to make it good. Right, Glib?
Glib, anything?
Right, Glib?
Yeah.
What?
Bro, I spaced out. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, so now
So
now let's talk about these dumb conspiracy theories now.
Yeah, so we went away from news. This is not news.
It's time, bro. Let's get serious.
News. Yeah.
So the biggest dumb conspiracy thing for me is the dumb idea that Persona 6 is going to be announced at any of these conventions that we were discussing. And the linchpin in this is that there's a Reddit post that links to a 4chan post where someone makes a bunch of bizarre claims.
Let's go over them because some of them are really good. So yeah, this whole thing is like a news article, some stupid, shitty blog website, not like a real news source. Yeah, it references these nested, leak forums or whatever. And so the base one is from 4chan, and it says, Atlas is going to announce Persona 1 and 2 remakes in 3D. Hilarious. Persona 5 Scramble release date August 1st, 2020. I don't even know that.
No.
New Persona 5 spin-off, early gameplay, fighting game. No. They're not going to do... I guess, I don't know if Arxis is free right now. But
Atlas wouldn't be the one announcing anyway, so it'd be Arxis.
Right.
Yeah, but then even to just compound it, they're never going to announce something in the West before Japan. Period. So that's the main reason why that's laughable.
More importantly, they're not going to remake a bad game, so Persona 2 is off the docket. Sorry.
I'm glad you said 2 and not 1.
I've never played. I've never even tried playing one, so it's probably good.
Yeah, I heard Glib's like power level rising when you were like bad game. Super defensive.
He was like ready to pounce. Yeah, I don't know. It might be good. I don't know, but 2 sucks. It blows. What else do we have on here? There's a bunch of other stupid things they say.
New 3D Sonic game. That's funny.
Yeah, Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 remake. Who would care about that? You're gonna have Sonic with his soaps grinding on rails in 2023?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope that happens because it'd be hilarious, but no.
Japanese only PS Vita game is getting ported to Switch. Like, what game is that? Actually, I don't know enough about Japanese only PS Vita games to know what they're talking about.
It could be, bro.
'Cause there's a lot.
Sega.
I'm pretty sure they're trying to hint at Persona 4 Golden.
I hope not.
Maybe
They're
that one.
dumb with it. Yeah.
They would have put that in the Atlas
Project
section if it
Diva.
was 24. Right?
The Project Diva thing, I'm like, actually, that seems like plausible because it's a popular like series, but they're not going to announce that here. Like no, new Disgaea game. Cool. That's not like I don't know if this actually promotes things in the West first or however they do it, and then also the new
Is great.
Danganronpa.
Please play it.
Danganronpa's anniversary isn't until November, I think.
Yeah, but we're good.
Yeah, no. And it would be announced at Tokyo Game Show, not here.
Well, I mean, you would think that, but right here it says a new Danganronpa game teased as well as a spin-off that has gameplay shown off. That's all I have for now. Like it's like they're
Actually, this is my biggest problem with this entire thing. Does Danganronpa technically have gameplay? Are you playing a game at all?
Wow.
This is the most suspect thing of the entire post.
Insane.
So you know it's fake.
This is how you go out. You're gonna make enough people mad that like we're gonna have to investigate your death.
We're gonna unite the fan bases.
Oh wait, the anniversary already passed, I think.
Really? For Danganronpa?
I had to look it up. Yeah, I think it says April 9th?
That's
No,
when
19th?
Isn't that when they announced the mobile game or the mobile port of the first game?
Yeah, I think so.
Sweet.
This Wikipedia is useless. It doesn't have the actual date.
Yeah, you have to go to Japanese wiki usually. It's
Yeah. I don't want to switch my keyboard.
Speaking of dumb rumors, another ridiculous rumor is that the RE Fantasy is going to come to the Switch because there's a job listing on the Studio Zero website from 2017, and one of the things they require is experience with coding that could be correlated to asking for experience with Switch-esque design.
HD handheld consoles.
Yeah, kind of like the Vita, but less good.
Did they say that in the notes?
That's the whole title. Yeah, I'm the lead graphic designer for a console. It's not as good as the PS Vita.
All I'm saying. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that the idea that like the way you can just cherry pick, because the article that I found that talked about the Twitter rumor, the way they like cropped the image was just to show the HD handheld thing, and they just like omitted everything else, like
right,
just to feed into it. And I'm like, you just look at the full listing, and it's for basically most types of like design. It's so they can cover as many bases as possible, in my opinion.
Yep, even mobile.
Yeah. The idea that like every job posting in the world is very accurate and actually describes your duties is a far cry from real life.
Yeah, what is that thing where you try to, instead of actually trying to figure out something, you instead try to find information to only prove your point? What is that called again?
What you do?
Confirmation bias?
Information
confirmation bias.
Confirmation.
You have an information bias.
To be fair, I think they thought it was a new listing rather than an old one because
that's true. I saw that in the news. I thought it was new.
Yeah, and then what I did immediately was I used the Wayback Machine to see when was it last archived, and since the website came up in 2016, late 2016, and the earliest archive was like from February 2017, that means that it was probably on the website immediately.
Yeah, I remember it in the early stages because I had an argument over it before.
And then heated about job listings from 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's crazy that to me there's a level of just due diligence you have to have with these sort of things, and it's so easy to debunk. But then where's the fun in killing someone's like hype for a potential game coming to Switch, because there's no games on the Switch right now. Still, it's been out for what, 5 years now, 4 years, and there's literally
true. I heard
nothing.
about that. There was another news article. Breaking report: there are no games for the Nintendo Switch.
It's just been people just make up these ideas that there's games there. Also, Glib wanted to talk about some strange journey thing that's happening in real life.
Yeah. What's going on with that? Tell us about Antarctica.
There's like this weird thing where like there's particles in Antarctica or something, and they're like I think they said time flows backwards there or something, right? I don't know.
Tachyons. It's like the Death Grip song, but real.
That's what I was thinking too. I mean, what else does it say? Like, that's it. I heard it was fake though. Yeah.
Wait, you said it's fake?
Yeah. So this article was saying that it was misleading. And
okay.
Well, it's definitely going to be misleading with a title like that.
I haven't read it in like 2 weeks. Like, give me some slack.
You were supposed to prepare. We have a.
I couldn't find the real one.
We give you a little bit, and all you do is fuck it up.
Yeah, this is why we don't let you talk.
Oh.
This is exactly why.
I didn't think we were actually talking about it, to be honest. But
I think I remember hearing about this study before a couple years ago, where they found a new particle or something down there. And I don't remember much anything else about it other than, hey, we found something. And nobody cared.
Hopefully Strange Journey is real and the Schwarzwald destroys us.
Okay, I have the article up now. It says, time flows backwards, the truth behind the headline. Oh my gosh, the ad blocker's in the way.
This is great content. I love this.
All right, let's move on.
Content kings, am I right?
Let's go.
We'll post a link to this in the
D2.
description, and everyone can. Yeah, let's talk about specific game news. We're moving away from the general stuff, the conspiracy theories.
Yeah, so if you guys like Glib, so if people who listen to this like Glib talking, especially about nothing like he did just now, go ahead and say and like fight for his like ability to stay in this podcast. Dude,
donate money to keep
please.
Free for all in the chat.
Unsubscribe from his channel. Report his Twitter. What else is there? Please find his DeviantArt account.
Someone dox Glib, please.
I know. I can't wait to find out where you live so I can just
don't.
Anyway, send pizzas to Glib's house.
So
please do. I need some pizza right now.
In Minecraft.
D2 has the Berserk event, and it's Berserked. It's like that huge spike in revenue. I think the article that I found was only related to like Apple products, so it only showed like iPhone and iPad sales and stuff.
Yeah, so there's some website that ranks apps based on what is the metric? Is it based on like do they have actual revenue data or is it downloads?
I don't know because it's Japanese.
Sure. So we'll assume that it's downloads because that's publicly available. Right.
Yeah. But
so it jumped from like it was hanging out in like between the top 100 and top 500, fluctuating for a little while, like a couple weeks, and the Berserk event set it straight up to like top 50 or something like that, maybe even higher.
Yeah, it's dropped a little bit, but still.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, if it's like downloads, you can only download so many times.
Because it went from, I think as soon as the Berserk event happened, it shot up to top 21, so it's pretty high. And right now it's like in like top 60, which is still pretty crazy for a dumb gacha game by Sega.
Yeah, I mean it's getting a lot of shine. It's pretty interesting. I was always assuming this would be a popular event because Berserk fits really well. I mean, all the collabs have fit really well. They're all about demons and being edgy and shit like that. But I mean, there aren't any good Berserk games, so this will have to do.
There's no good Berserk manga either.
Whoa! All right, everyone needs to fight Glib now. Please be on our side. We like Berserk. We think it's very cool.
This is a no Berserk safe space.
Yeah. So with the event, they brought 4 new units. They gave away guts for free, the basic version of them. And they added, what's the apostle's name?
Mazgas.
Yeah, I remember reading his whole section, but I can't remember his name.
He was lame anyway, bro. Don't worry.
You liked him?
No, they all suck.
Oh.
I just said that.
You don't
No,
like
the
Skull Knight?
I mean,
Skull
Skull Knight's
Knight's
okay.
cool.
He's the best one. He's the best one there.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. Yeah, Skull Knight's there too, and so is the worst character of all, Shirk.
I thought it was Shirk. I thought it was Shirk.
Sure. I always pronounce it Shriek, even though it's not for sure.
Yeah.
I have no clue. I don't watch the dub.
Yeah, so those are the 4 characters. None of them are broken. Very important. Unlike with the Dante collab, where V, the stupid sandal hipster man, is very, very stupid and broken and ruined the game. None of these guys are broken. They're pretty balanced. They have little cool little niches they fill. And, they put in some effort in putting the flavor of the characters into what they actually do. Like giving Guts the ability to shoot people with fire, because he has a little prosthetic arm. What do you guys think about the units? Do you get any yet, other than Guts, who's given up for free?
I got them all, except
I got nothing.
colored Guts.
Yeah,
I haven't rolled on the gem banner yet, but I haven't got anything from the
regular files.
I'm not rolling on gem banner anyway. Though these units are garbage. I'm not rolling on them, to be honest.
I got a cert though.
There you go,
Wow.
cert. Pretty close.
Oh, I did roll for the skill gotcha, and I got butcher and petty aggression, so that was nice.
Ooh, yeah, that's good. Yeah, but it's a pretty cool event. It's extremely competitive to get the title and stuff. Although they're also being very generous with the rewards. So you collect whatever stupid MacGuffin they tell you to get through the missions. Anyone?
I haven't really been playing it much.
Okay.
I've only
been grinding it pretty hard.
Yeah.
Good job that for me, bro. What'd you say?
There's no way I'm getting the title, so I'm just like, I'll just take my time.
Oh, this event. One thing about this event I do like is that the new awards are really good. Like they're actually great.
Yeah.
Like for challenges, you get the Kasane, and you get they gave away a blank genome for one of the challenges too. I think the one with Guts and Skull Knight and Shirk.
Yes. The hard one, yeah.
And then even if you like place in top 30K for the collectathon, you still get an absolute file. That's crazy. Like they went all out for this one. This is the one, Chief.
I personally I prefer the Orgate SP ones instead, but it's still good. Like it's not a bad event. There's a lot of like like there's the ceiling is pretty high, whichever one means it's good.
Low.
You know what I mean?
It's low.
Right. Yes. Well,
I've been grinding nonstop. I'm still in the top like 200ish, trying to get to the top 100. So we'll see. But I only have like 40 or 50 more pots left, so I probably won't.
I hope you drop your phone in water and you can't get it.
Okay. I checked my pots today. I had like 90. I had no idea where they came from. I'm not mad at it, but
burn them.
Because you don't really need pots. Like for most of this game, you don't. Especially Roni's era, you just stop when you stop playing.
You get them quick too, really.
Yeah,
I'm gonna use them for the second round, not the first one, because I'm not wasting my pots.
Yeah, just try to get into the 3K so you can get the absolute. They also released a news thing showing that they're gonna finally finish off Hell Park, and it's gonna have reduced difficulty for I think the last 2 stages that they currently have, which are actually pretty tough. Like they're the only ones that require me to actually do it instead of auto.
Yeah, that's also actually going to ask you guys if you guys actually did Hell Park, because like normally when I try to do it, I stop because the reward is less valuable than like how hard it is to actually do it.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, so for the newest area right now is called Freezing Area, I think, and it has a pretty severe downside in that you don't get any bonuses from your person, your DX2 guy, which are usually pretty huge. And the final stage is like extremely picky about what you can do with all the resistances that people have. So it ends up being like a manual play of like 10 minutes minimum. Unless you have a really optimized team. I don't. I just figured out one thing that worked and I roll with it. But yeah, I completed every month. It's stupid and it's not worth the 10 skill points that it gives or whatever. But I'm just like, fuck it, I might as well.
I just stop at the Kasane. That's it.
Yeah,
I still do at least one match because I like doing it for the energy. That's normally what I help out is I use the energy and then use it to, for my event stuff because it's cheap about using pots.
The other big thing with D2 is that they've added 2 new D2 users as of what I think the update just before the Berserk one.
Yep.
Like a month ago.
Yeah. Yeah, so the 2 people are the first one's the final lady. I think maybe did we talk about her? Maybe because I think the last Argate thing was up last time we recorded. Maybe
the Hollow?
They announced it.
Yeah.
It wasn't out yet.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It wasn't out yet. Yeah. So if you finish Argate 2, which actually is not that hard, the last boss he was okay. Just figure out something that works and take him out. If you finish that, then you get a new DX2 lady. She's very fast. She has gimmicks that work in Argate 2, but her being so much extra agility, you can go first, which is the meta in PvP right now. You want to go fast. Do not want to go slow. And then they also put in a new guy who looks like he looks like a detective child molester sort of vibe.
No.
To me, he looks like a reject from Lupin or something, like almost like just one of those type characters. The way his face is drawn, his lankiness.
Yeah.
He reminds me of Spooky from Soul Hackers.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, we did talk about that.
Yeah, Meth Head Spooky. The thing that bothers me though is his name, because he's like a white guy and his nickname is Carbon Black.
You find that offensive?
What's his name?
Carbon Black.
What?
Do you think he talks in AAV the whole time?
It's just weird. Like,
am I gonna hate this character?
No, I like him.
He's fine. He's very edgy. He's like an actual adult. He's probably like in his 30s or whatever.
Yeah,
like he has a kid, and he's like, yeah, he could be 16 and just doing meth all the time. He's like, hey, you kids fucking suck. You guys are dweebs. Actually, you know what? So like his writing in the actual story is okay. He's kind of like edgy. He's a bad guy originally. Teams up with us, which is how I get to play as him. But like, if you go to the hideout section to collect certain things, it's like the hub in the game to go to different menus. Sometimes the characters will show up and have a little line of dialogue, and his are the worst. Really? I've never read his. I've only seen 2, but the one was, "What a weird bunch of wackos," which is like, who would say that ever? And especially this guy. And I don't even remember what the other one is. It like hurt my brain to read it. And I had to share it with y'all because it was the worst thing I've ever seen.
To be honest, I haven't done chapter 9 yet because quarantine stuff. I haven't really played the game that much. The only thing I know they got from is the Osei boss, and that boss is so dumb.
Yeah, that's in the new story chapter, which I guess we forgot to mention came out. Story's
I haven't played either.
Yeah,
I didn't actually pay attention to the story, but I did beat it on auto because it's so easy.
They're just setting up a new law chaos dichotomy because the last one they killed the guy. So they killed both the guys. No, the one guy's still alive, I think.
I keep getting.
There's only one guy.
It was Joshua and then the demon guy, right? Didn't they hate each other? It's very confusing.
They're on the same team. Joshua and Esra was on the same team. Joshua died though.
Just sorry to interject, but Vincent Carbon Black says, "Always keep your demons in ship shape."
Get out of here.
That does sound like an old man thing, so I guess that works. Sounds a little too old, though.
Yeah, it's too old.
These lines that we've discovered so far sound like an 80-year-old man or something.
Ship shape, okay. But the new content is good. I noticed that there's like a small influx of new players just because of the Berserk event, or either that or the D2 server is just more active, which is cool. But yeah, there's that. I guess.
It's good. Bring a new life into the game, and maybe people will actually talk about it and stop playing those horrible Fate games.
Yeah, or Fire Emblem.
Like Skinner boxes for people to masturbate to or whatever.
The Fire Emblem one is actually fun.
Yeah,
you can like You can raise up like really shitty units to be halfway decent and beat the tough maps. You don't have to use the overpowered ones.
I'm just mad because I replayed it again just so I can get the Tokyo Mirage session characters, and I didn't get any besides one of them, and it was like the least popular like girl, the one with the mech bunny thing.
Uh-huh.
So I was kind of mad because I didn't want her. I wanted Tsubasa. Oh well. But in other news, 13 Sentinels is going to be revealed at IGN Summer of Gaming. That's cool, I guess. I think it's more just like they're just going to give us the release date for the West.
Yeah, trailer release date done.
Yeah, I actually found the posters I got from E3 for Aegis Rim, and I think it's just so funny because that reveal was what 2016 is when we first heard of it coming out or something.
It was either 2016 or 2017. I don't remember.
Yeah, it's just wild. Like it took forever, and
there was a ton of promo for it too. Like, oh, look at this! How awesome this is! And
nothing. But we're getting it, which is good. I actually was nervous. I thought they were gonna not do it because it's so risque with some of the elements of the game story. But I guess if you can do Persona 5, you can do anything. Speaking of Persona 5 and doing anything.
Yeah.
Oh, that was unintentional genius thing. So the Cutting Room 4 person, I think her name is Panhime, or his name, maybe it's they posted a very unusual cutscene that was, I guess, cut from the game for the Valentine's Day event for Persona 5 Royal. And if you like the idea of waifus, this is probably for you, because it's a scene where you get all of the waifus, literally all of them, all of the waifus, even the really bad ones like Kawakami. They all just come to you and decide and talk about being happy, how much they love you, and that they're all like okay with an arrangement where they all live with you.
It's really creepy.
They're very like Koreshi vibes, very Branch Davidian movement of this, and I really like where it's going. Like, imagine Persona 5 where there's an ending where you get to move to a compound out in the middle of nowhere, get a bunch of guns, shoot at the ATF.
It's I can't express how bizarre it is. The fact that they even thought that it was a good idea and they actually went that far in development. I wonder if they just saw like American Twitter and was like, okay, this is not good.
I don't know why you guys are surprised, bro. This isn't even that weird a thing in anime, to be honest. I've seen this before. Like this
I don't watch kid anime, so.
Oh wow, okay. We're going there. We're going there.
This doesn't really go with Persona.
Encyclopedic knowledge of Sonic cartoons. He's like, I don't watch baby cartoons. Sorry.
I think this is supposed to be shown as like a negative thing, but they might have been worried about how it would be received, or it not really adding much to the actual whole arc that it, it deals with. I don't want to spoil anything, but
yeah, I was trying to figure out a way to not really like say exactly because it's like super new. Yeah, you're probably right. It's just why.
Yeah, it's a very disturbing development.
I think it's meant to be disturbing, but it's just like it
Poorly
doesn't seem
executed?
like a good idea at all. No, it doesn't seem poorly executed. It's just not a good idea.
Oh, right, I get what you're getting at. We're not going to get into that. Don't worry.
But yeah, so that's what Persona 5 has to offer. The other cool thing is that Yakuza 6 is coming to Steam, and that's cool because all games should be on PC. It's nice that they're slowly giving us more Yakuza games for Steam. I think right now the only ones are 0, 1, and 2, Kwami 1 and 2.
They announced 3 through 5, remember too? Those are on PC also. Oh, I think.
Yes. So basically, if you're a Yakuza fan and you actually want to have
6, it's 7.
Is it 7? Oh,
I think so.
Way of Like a Dragon is 7. Sorry, I don't.
Yeah, it's 7.
I didn't know. But the one without Kiryu as the main character is coming to Steam, so that's good because we're going to be able to have all of them except the really bizarre fun spin-offs, which I kind of hope they port too, as well. Like the one that's feudal Japan, the one where there's zombies. Yeah. So
I remember seeing that at Tokyo Game Show a long time ago.
yeah, dang, what was it called?
Ishin, I think. Is that one it?
I got it. I'm like new to the Yakuza stuff, so I'm not really.
I haven't
familiar.
played Yakuza yet, but I've been thinking about getting into it. It seems pretty fun.
It's pretty cool. I recommend it.
It is. It's
I
like
enjoyed it.
it's got a persona system, meaning that you can talk to people and slowly build like a relationship with people. Because Persona started that.
It's true.
Persona and many friendships.
The one thing I am kind of hoping for though is that with all this, they'll actually port the Fist of the North Star game to Steam, because that game is really good. But I don't want to play it on PS4 ever again. So I think
why not? What's bad with it?
It's because it's not on my laptop.
Oh, I was gonna buy it on sale. It looked pretty fun.
The way I've been playing my PS4 games is I either use my Vita or I remote play with my laptop. But I just want to cut off the middleman and just never use my PS4 again. So there you go, Sega. If you're still listening after Glib bashed your darling.
So that would be pretty cool. Sega working with Sony.
Yeah, we'll see. I think that's it for the news. So Neb's going to read these questions and we'll probably answer some of them.
Yeah, we'll answer one or two of them. Yeah, we put out the call on Facebook and Twitter, maybe somewhere else for questions.
No, just
this is. Did you just get rid of one? What just happened? All right, whatever. GFB Tunes on Twitter writes in asking, what Megaten spinoff would you love to see another installment of? What constitutes a Megaten spinoff? Just so we're clear, I'm not sure.
Everything that's not mainline. So everything that's not a mainline game or numbered.
Everything that's not branded as Shin Megami Tensei, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, is Soul Hackers a spinoff?
It's Summoner.
Summoner?
Yeah, that counts.
I'd like them to see them do a version of that. Because, the original, they can't build all that shit in, what, 97 for the original?
Yeah, I think 96, 97.
So, they've surprising, like, not exactly foresight or whatever, but, insight into having this weird, fucked up technical city type place. So it'd be cool to see what they can come up with now. So I'd say Soul Hackers 2 now, before SMT5, because that's never coming out. What about you?
Who are you talking to?
Just whoever wants to pick this one up. What do you got?
I'd also like another Summoner, but maybe just not one of the old ones, a newer one. Because it's a series that really does well when it just goes off on a tangent.
They have like their own different thing each time, yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. I think they should go back to doing a Last Bible game. Just another, like, if they're going to make an RE fantasy game, which is just like, a return to the classic, like, RPG formula, why not go to the classic Dragon Quest formula of Last Bible and make a new one, I guess?
I'm going to cheat and say Mach X. I want a new game of that with fleshed out mechanics.
That's a good idea. I was actually
just Scramble.
If they updated the mechanics and stuff, like the movement and the combat.
Brainjacking. Cool. The brainjacking is the coolest thing of that game. I know that
is like
Mario stole that though for Mario Odyssey.
Mario ripped off Mach X. What a bunch of hacks. Nintendo really needs to stop.
Yeah, that's another reason
Mario to run.
I think I said this in our spoiler cast, which we do have a spoiler cast of Mach X. Go check it out. I said that it was the coolest way to implement a character selection screen, because most games that have multiple characters, there's no like gameplay reason for you to be able to switch between different people. But there is here, because you're transferring your consciousness to each of these shells to control them and do different things.
Yeah. Actually, good opinion for once, Glib.
Yep.
Wow.
You got your one. It's all downhill.
It's funny too what you said about Last Bible, because I thought it was funny. It would be funny to me if like Fantasy was actually like a Last Bible reboot or something.
Well, they've had a couple of different fantasy games like Rebus. I forgot what the English name is. Cartia? Cartia.
Yeah, Cardia.
And then they had that one that Soejima worked on too.
Stellar Deus.
Deus, yeah. So they've done, and Radiant Historia. They've done fantasy quite a bit.
Well, I want a one where the final boss is a Bible.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I remember that. All
Next
right.
question.
Next question comes in from Michael Sanchez on Twitter, who writes asking, with the Berserk event going on in DX2 right now, it seems Sega is open to crossing over with more than just game series. What's the next crossover that you guys are hoping to see done with DX2? Whether video games or media. And then hold on, he goes and say not Devilman because Devilman is gay. So he wrote that. I don't know.
He did say that. Yes, that's right.
Devilman, yeah. It's like the first thing that comes to mind. Just fits with the series perfectly. Probably because it's borrowed so much from it.
Yeah.
Borrowed. What a nice way to put that.
Speaking of Last Bible,
they're open about it.
That's like if Disney randomly was open about stealing Kimba the White Lion.
They're definitely not open about that.
I saw a video about that a few days ago. It was kind of interesting. Did you guys see it?
There's a lot. Which from whom?
No, I meant a video saying it wasn't true. Like it's not actually.
Oh, okay. Well, that person's super wrong. They literally use Kimba as the name for Simba in the original documents. The original art files, like the sketch work and stuff for Simba, shows Simba white. And
Disney actually worked on Kimba too.
Yeah, it
did. Which one?
Definitely
because
awesome.
The video I saw. So the video I saw was talking about how most reference people say that the Kimba was based off of, not all the way around. Lion King based off of Kimba was like based off of the series that came after Lion King, and most of the stuff that you see is like out of context and also. But I haven't heard about
I didn't know they had a remake.
But I did know there was a Kimba, like Simba being white, but that was like one pre-development picture, I guess, whatever you call it.
How much did Disney pay you to like defend them right now?
I just said I saw a video on it, bro. I had no real opinion.
All right, well, back to the topic. I would say.
Okay. Who's going now? You go. Go now.
Most natural would be Sandman and the spinoff of there's a whole Lucifer spinoff. Comic.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Oh,
they just announced that they canceled that book, didn't they?
They canceled it.
Lucifer, yeah, they're finishing it off.
It's already done years ago. Apparently, it's rest in peace, Lucifer. Yeah, I mean, there's literally Lucifers in it. They visit the Japanese gods. So you got Susanoo O and all those motherfuckers. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's just using public IP, or the public domain gods and mythical creatures and shit.
That comic is cool. Read it.
Yes, very Lucifer is great. Nightman, Sandman rules. Nightman's good too. But yeah,
probably.
Yeah. I was thinking of Charlie Day. What else? Does anyone else have any opinions?
I did. I was gonna
Devilman's whatever Glib said.
Okay, I was gonna say that. Speaking of Last Bible, I wanted Dragon Quest just because the juxtaposition would be funny.
Are there any demons in that?
Yeah, the slime.
There's a couple, yeah. There's a whole demon race, I think, actually.
Okay. I would assume there would be, but I just didn't know for sure because I've only played like one.
I think it'd be funny just because like the juxtaposition between one being cute and one being like monsters and stuff. I think that'd be funny.
There are slimes, yeah. I guess there are slimes. DX2 or SMTS slimes, or rather, just the one slime and he sucks. It's the fucking worst. So yeah, next question comes in. This looks like also Twitter from Demi Bandage. Commissions open. #BLM. Go support this guy, I guess. He's an artist. Which would you prefer? A sequel to Soul Hackers or another Raidu game? Oh, look at this.
Wow.
I should have read these questions ahead of time. Well, I guess you know my opinion. Although, I don't know. I think the in-between answer, like Spider was saying, would probably be cooler, right? Like the just doing a whole new thing. Bringing the Kuznahas and the other relevant parties, but in a new setting, new characters.
Yes, I agree. We all agree. Let's move to the next question.
Does anyone have any other ideas on this? Or
I haven't played Rido, so I don't know. I'd probably pick Soul Hackers. But I don't really think that needs one either. I think it ended well.
Yeah. And right now my experience of Soul Hackers is that it's too lighthearted. And I don't
That's the best part about it.
Yeah, okay. I don't really like it. Maybe because I'm just a humorless person. And then with Rido, I don't like Rido as a character. Like he's the worst part of his own game, in my opinion. So
he's a cop, isn't he?
He's a little kid who's also a detective, who's also the legacy guy. He's the strongest ever Kuzunoa of that time.
He's a super-powered high school detective.
Yeah, so he's still in high school because in the manga he's still going to school. It's dumb. I don't like that kind of character. I've always hated that. That's something for like a glib person.
Hello? But I was gonna say, what if it's a different guy? What if it's a different guy, right? Because like Ryo's a title, right? So if it's like a different character?
No, it's the same character because he goes to Narumi's. He does all the things that he's supposed to do.
No, I mean like in a sequel. What if it was a sequel with a new character?
Oh, if it's a new character, sure. But I would like for it to focus on literally anybody else. It could even just be, if it was the Rido gameplay, but like in the past or something, that'd be kind of cool. Like further in the past.
Okay, like Tokugawa times.
Caveman Rido.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Glib? Between the
Rido
two?
Yojimbo.
I don't want one to either of those. A sequel? I'm good. I'll pass.
Dang.
Okay. Wow, harsh.
If I had to pick, I'd say Soul Hackers, but I don't really want one for that either, to be honest.
Yeah, the humor.
I wasn't thinking like a direct sequel, like same characters, but like the same idea where like weird techno city conspiracy shit.
Same idea, then just Soul Hackers. Then if you just mean like a similar game, like a reboot or something, then Soul Hackers definitely. Yeah, I haven't even played Rido, but from what I know about it, I don't really like action games anyway, so I'll pass.
Yeah.
All right. Next question comes from Kamiyuni on Twitter, who asks, what other types of spin-offs do you think would be profitable for the SMT brand that you think you'd like?
I think a mobile gacha games.
You've answered that one already.
Like, I actually can't think of anything because it's when you have something like that, quote unquote dark, it's a turn off for like the people who would typically buy games, which is like what 18 to 25 or something. It's more appealing to the earlier people, aren't they, or older people? So for it to be a successful spinoff, it would have to be even more watered down, kind of like Apocalypse, but not bad.
Metroidvania with Jack Bros.
Oh yeah, that would be a smash hit actually.
With the fans, I don't know if it has enough brand recognition for outside of it though.
It was solid enough because if you look at a game like Shovel Knight, part of the charm is literally just the design, but then it's so intelligently made that it is good, Yeah.
That was a cool game. I mean, for a spinoff, sitcom. Jack Bros are roommates with Holy Ghost.
It's like what is that? There's a show about the two gods and they get stuck in a room in Japan and they are roommates.
Oh, the Jesus and Buddha, right?
That one. Yeah. We'll have that with Jack Bros.
There you go.
I think an Arena Brawler would do well.
What? Brawler? Like
Ninja Storm, you know those? Or Universe or something?
If they did a Streets of Rage with Megaten, that'd be cool.
Yeah, beat 'em up would be fun.
They'd reskin it to be Persona. That's how it would work.
Just beat up a bunch of Futabas. I'd buy like 20 copies.
Whoa.
It's an instant cop.
I saw someone had posted that GIF where Futaba was typing on the keyboard this morning, and I actually got really mad just because it's such an annoying image. It's like literally one of the worst things I've ever seen. And I've watched yeah, jeez.
Have you seen any Holocaust documentaries?
I have.
Wow.
I've seen actual death, and when I see that Futaba image, that upsets me more than anything else.
It's a very interesting peek into your psyche right now. Anyone else have any ideas on spin-offs?
A puzzle game. Good one. Not Jack
Revive
Bros.
Puzzle to Call.
Make more Puzzle Boy.
I have bad
That's what
news.
we
We're not
need.
going to do any of these.
Yeah, none of these are happening. So,
What if to play SMT5 you need to beat Puzzle Boy with no guide?
Oh, I hope it
Yeah.
has Puzzle Boy again. That would be the greatest. Can't wait to watch people suffer.
to log in your profile, you need to beat Puzzle Boy every time. Every time you boot the game up.
I hope it's like random generated puzzles too.
That's terrible.
This is satanic. All right, next question comes from TTV Kofran on Twitter. I don't know how to answer this one. I don't know what this is. Would you say the Digimon Cyber Sleuth games are better Megaten spin-offs than Persona?
No.
yeah, it's. I mean, I can see like how similar they are to like Raido specifically. Well, Soul Hackers or that general thing, but I wouldn't say it's like a better spinoff. It's still pretty bad in places, narratively, character designs, and also I don't know.
I was playing the first one for a little bit too, Cyber Sleuths, and the dungeons are pretty lackluster, just like with the early Persona games.
Yeah.
I guess not early, like just 3 and 4, basically.
Which, I mean, it's...
I guess 2.
I still like those two games, though. I still like Cyber Sleuth, but I think that Persona is good because it offers something that the rest of the series doesn't offer, which is kid games. Like, it's good for teenagers and people who still have the mental intelligence of a teenager.
The mental intelligence?
I meant to say emotional intelligence, but...
the mentality of a teenager.
They're both pretty lighthearted and that I don't know if lighthearted is the right word. It's kind of just like really goofy humor at times.
Just say a small brain.
Glib brain. Got him. All right. So I'm gonna hop over to Facebook because this is actually a pretty interesting question. Sinai Garcia asks on Facebook, "What do you think about Imagine? Story, gameplay, music, translation so far, and the future state of the servers and wipes and stuff." So for anyone who doesn't know, someone is working on doing like a free open source, not open source, like free, publicly accessible
fan server.
Fan server of SMT Imagine, which is a weird MMO from the early 2000s?
2007, right? Yeah.
Mid 2000s, okay. I downloaded it. I haven't got it started yet because I kind of got busy with some stuff, but I will have an opinion on this next episode. What do you guys think about?
Spider and I have been playing it. And I actually downloaded Aria, like the fan server, I think 2 years ago when they first started working on it, and it was so rough that I just didn't get past like the opening, the first quest, which is literally just to recruit a pixie. But this version I got a lot further, and I'll say that it's not a bad MMO except the huge amounts of grinding. Like, it has a lot of interesting concepts, but there's a lot of like really bad things. Like the recruitment is super dumb because you just spam one button until they attack you or leave or join you.
Wow, I hate that.
And then also the translation is, they say that it's more done than it is. I would say it's about like 50 or 60% personally.
Okay.
Most of the main story is translated. Most of it, not all of it, but
right.
But they only have like 16 out of the 21 acts done.
Yeah, I think the last 5 or so that are missing are the ones that Kazunari Suzuki did. The guy who, he did Tokyo Revelations and other weird things. I think he did Gaiden Tensei too. But I don't know. I like the story and I like the aesthetic. It's it's bizarrely good. Like the graphics don't look horrible despite its age, and I think it just goes down to like this is around the era where they started to figure out how to translate Conoco to 3D. Some of it looks bad, like especially on the women, but most of it looks good.
Yeah, I've seen clips of it online, and for being like such an old game that hasn't been overhauled or redone in any aspect, it does look pretty sharp at times, given its age.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I will give it a shot and see if it's cool and fun, and report back on it later. What else do we got? So we had one that was a sort of a, I don't know if this is conjecture or rumor or what, but Eustachio Cervinio Raup, that's a really odd name, asks, why do you guys think that Megumi Shiraishi was not as credited as Kaneko or Soejima, even knowing that the majority of pieces that wow everybody had her finger in it? So basically, why wasn't she credited? That sort of idea?
I think she was credited well for what she was, which she's a colorist. So it's kind of like if you think of like the old art studios with like Rembrandt or whatever, they would have a whole bunch of people there, and at times he would just do a sketch, and then he would have like other people build on that. I think that's kind of what like Conoco was doing. So the final piece would be of the studio of Rembrandt. So this is like of the studio of Conoco. And I don't think that she didn't like get as much recognition. It's just more that she just didn't go into the spotlight. Like Soejima moved up, and then he became like a notable figure in the community. I don't know. What do you think, Spider?
Yeah, she just stayed, in her position instead of moving up or moving to another position. And I think she is credited in a lot of things. Like all the novels I have, she's credited in those, even though she's not doing any work on them. She's still credited because she does part of Conoco's work. Yeah. And she's credited at the galleries and stuff like that. It's like, I think it's just the public eye doesn't care. And that's why you don't see her.
Yeah, I'd agree to that. I think it's the public. It's one of those things where it's just like with the whole like Soejima and his new people, you wouldn't even know that some of the box arts for the newer like spin-offs like Persona Arena and stuff, you wouldn't know that wasn't drawn by Soejima, but yeah, it wasn't. And
or the Phantom Thief sprites and Royal aren't done by Soejima.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. And I mean, even though he gives them their opportunity to like speak, he's in the art book for Soejima works like the newest one, and they talk at length, and he gives them time to speak during interviews and stuff, but the fans don't really care, or they just don't know any better. Yeah. Well, we know what she looks like now. We know what she looks like now, and that's cool.
Good. That's wonderful. Okay, so we'll do one more question because we don't go too long. We've gone pretty long before. Dreadful Boredom on Twitter writes in asking a hypothetical. If the Persona franchise wasn't as successful with Persona 3, and that it garnered so many fans and so much recognition, what would the current climate be for the franchise? And they sort of lump in everything, like what would it be like for mainline, what would it be for Atlas as a whole, so on and so forth. So if Persona 3 was, let's say, as bad and dumb and irrelevant as Persona 2, what do you think, if they didn't improve at all and stagnated, what do you think we would be looking at now?
It's hard to say. I don't like speculating, so I'm just like, man. Glib, Spider, you guys want to say something?
I'm not even sure to answer this question, to be honest.
They'd probably just be absorbed by a company sooner than they were. That's about it.
Right.
Yeah.
I think there's lots of like one-off JRPGs out there. Like, I don't know, like, I can't even think of the names because they're so irrelevant. But if you've ever gotten like old collections, if you've ever got old collections of like, I think there's some for Sega where you get this collection that has, all the Sonics, all the fucking Streets of Rage and all that stuff, and then there's like 5 JRPGs you've never heard of and no one's played in 20 years. I think it'd be like that. They just
fade away to obscurity to the point where you can't even recognize what you're talking about.
Exactly.
I like Suikoden, but Suikoden had like 6 games.
It has a
Yeah.
bunch.
From like, what was the last one? 2006.
Well, the last
Isn't there a
good one was
DS
like
one?
Suikoden 3. So
There's a DS one, isn't there?
I don't know.
I think so.
So I guess if I was gonna try to speculate, I would just say that they probably would have stopped making Persona games, because even though Raito was a well-liked character, I don't think that those games sold that well, and Nocturne didn't sell that well. So it's like
the last one came out 2012.
2012.
PSP.
PSP, no wonder. Okay, so that's why there's no more Suikoden games. But I don't know. I feel like, I think Spider's right. They would have just folded, or even worse, they would have focused on literally anything else. We wouldn't have gotten Strange Journey, because I think Strange Journey was just before or just after Persona 3.
I think it was after.
Let's see, 2006.
SJ is like 2009, isn't it? Released it.
I'm using Google. Hold on. Google says 2009. You're right. Wow. Glib knew a thing. Dang. I don't know if you're learning through osmosis of being around 3 smart people, but you're getting there.
That's insane.
His IQ's raised as many points as episodes we've had.
Where's my respect there? That's insane.
But I don't know. I feel like maybe they would have just, gotten parted out or bought by like Sony, and then we'd have had better games. So that would sucks. Ultimate future I kind of wish for.
We wouldn't have Persona 4 anymore. Rest in peace. All right. Does anyone have anything else? We did not all the questions this time, because there's too many and some of them are bad. So please write better questions, everyone out there. We also didn't pick the best ones necessarily. I just sort of picked some, because some of them were not that great. But thanks for writing in, for everyone that did.
If you didn't pick your question, you suck.
Wow.
If you didn't write your questions, because Glib threatened to shoot me with a gun. So, again, send pizzas to his house. Threatening phone calls, whatever you got.
Yeah, if we could all just band together to cancel Glib. So I guess that's it, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I forgot what I say for these. Thanks for watching the Hello Fellow Megatennists podcast. I'm
watching.
I'm Larrue, and
very uncertain.
Jeez. Okay, and then there's Glib, and there's Spider.
Hi.
And there's Neb.
Goodbye.
And Kimba is the original, and Simba is a ripoff.
Great. Disney will see your lawyers in court. Goodbye.